When I think about Lucifer, I close my eyes and I see him. You know what? Him. I'm going to kill him over. Gino, aka the devil in Jasmine's eyes, has been messing with Jasmine for the entire time that they've been separated. He was never going to make this divorce easy for her. But now that Gino's finally ready to settle and finalize the divorce, this time it's Jasmine who wants to fight. She's the one that wants revenge. But if you were thinking or hoping like Matt was that she'd just want to move on with her life and put this chapter behind her, well, no. She's determined to make Gino suffer. But her plans for revenge are not only going to backfire and blow up in her face, but they might also destroy the new family that she's built with Matt. I will eventually say that's enough, and I will move on with my life. I love you. Yeah, understandably, Matt is sick of this situation, and can you blame him? This has been dragging on for 2 years at this point. 2 years of limbo. Don't forget, his daughter is still legally classified as Gino's. Is it any wonder that he's fast approaching his breaking point? Well, let's rewind to the start and join Matt and Jasmine in this self-filmed episode of 90 Day Diaries, as Jasmine is getting ready for an important meeting. I have a meeting with my lawyer because the first hearing with Gino and the divorce is set up already. About freaking time. I mean, it might be 2 years since they separated, but their marriage was dead on its feet for a lot longer than that. I truly believe that I speak on behalf of everyone here when I say it would be awesome if we can all just move on from this. But it turns out Jasmine is nervous about this hearing because Gino has been making a lot of threats. As I'm sure you remember, he was threatening to have her deported. He even went as far as to report her to immigration. So, as she arrives at the lawyer's office, Jasmine is understandably anxious about what Gino has up his sleeve for her today. I don't know what Gino is planning. I don't know what he's going to ask for, and it's honestly such a nightmare. I cannot wait for it to be over. Now, for as worried and nervous as she is, and she said she just wants it to all be over, as we're about to see, this time she's going to be the one that ends up delaying everything. You see, while Gino now wants a quick divorce and proposes that she takes what's hers and he keeps what's his, Jasmine isn't happy with that. She believes she's entitled to a lot more. She thinks she deserves a lot more. During the time that we were married, everything that was gotten should be divided equally. He is where he is, and he has what he has because of me as well. Now, ordinarily, I'd agree with her. I agree that it's fair to split any money that's made over the course of a marriage, right? But, in this specific instance, I don't necessarily think that that should be a stumbling block. How long exactly were they married for? 5 minutes. It's not as if they've built up joint assets over, say, 20 years. I mean, the ink had barely dried on their marriage certificate, then it was all over. I mean, the question she should be asking herself is it really even worth fighting over the assets that they built over such a short time? But, still, regardless, her lawyer thinks that they should fight. Now, to that end, she asked Gino's lawyer for a copy of Gino's financial statements, but she was rebuffed. They refused to provide those. And Jasmine now thinks that refusal might indicate that Gino has more money than they know. Keep in mind, although Gino quit his job when she arrived in the States, that doesn't mean that he wasn't making money. Gino was apparently an avid investor. He was constantly buying and selling shares. And that money was multiplying like crazy. Is it the truth? I don't know. I want to see where the money's coming from. Now, this does tally with what Gino himself has told us about wanting to time the divorce during a stock market dip so that on paper his assets look less. That does raise some question marks about this timing now, doesn't it? Is this that stock market dip that he was talking about? Is that why he now wants to settle quickly? Well, we can't say for sure. What we do know, what Jasmine tells us, is that, she says she doesn't really care about the money. And I'm not necessarily sure I believe that, but, that's what she says. She also goes on to say that she knows the only way to hurt Gino is to go after his money. Hitting him where it hurts in his pocket is the best way for me to get revenge for how he treated me, she says. It's all his own fault, she justifies. If he'd just been nicer to me, then I wouldn't have cared about taking his money. I wouldn't be even, thinking about getting anything from him. But because of the he was to me, now I'm going to be twice as much a now. Her lawyer is fully on board with her going after him. You've got nothing to lose, she tells Jasmine. But as we're about to see, that isn't entirely true. As it turns out, this wasn't exactly great advice to give her client. Things would have turned out better for Jasmine if she had taken Gino's deal, if she'd allowed him to keep his own assets and she could keep hers. But Jasmine is bitter. She's not prepared to do that. She wants to make Gino suffer, in the same way that she believes Gino made her suffer. He accused me of committing immigration fraud. He reported me to immigration 3 times, and he has to spread multiple lies about me. Look, just to be crystal clear, I'm not saying in any way at all that Gino is innocent here, because we all know he treated Jasmine like crap. He point-blank refused to give her any affection, agreed to an open marriage, and since then, he's also been shouting from the rooftops, trying to make her look as evil as possible. But, and here's the critical point, Jasmine isn't innocent either. She's not. I'm sorry. I mean, the facts are the facts. She had a baby with another man while still trying to reconcile with Gino, while still married to Gino. Ultimately, I think it is better for these two just to let each other go. But Jasmine can't let go so easily. First, she wants her revenge. When I think about Lucifer, it's, I close my eyes and I see him. You know what? Him. I want to him over, Now, while her lawyer might be on board, the one person that she should care about isn't. You see, when Jasmine gets back home and tells Matt that she's going to fight Gino for 50%, Matt is shocked. He just wants Jasmine to get the divorce settled so that they can move on with their lives, so that they can get Gino out of their lives. This new plan of Jasmine's, he says, isn't going to allow us to do that, to argue over every last drop and dime of anything that I have. And I'm like, music, this is going to take forever. It's not worth it. Just let the guy keep his money, Matt argues. But Jasmine refuses to see reason. She won't allow Gino to win this time, she says. He needs to learn a lesson. He can't always get what he wants. And her, remarkably, just to prove how stubborn she is here, she even goes on to tell Matt that she's willing to fight this fight for years if needs be. I mean, that's pretty insane, isn't it? It's crazy that she's allowing her anger to control her like this. And not surprisingly, Matt isn't happy. I'm starting to feel like you just want to talk about him. You still want to be married to him. You don't want to let go of anything. She still has a thing for him, or she just enjoys this drama of chasing each other around. Still being this emotionally invested in, albeit with negative emotions, doesn't leave her current partner feeling good. But I do agree with what Matt says here. There is a very large part of me that thinks that Jasmine and Gino, to some extent, both just love the toxic drama that they have between them. I mean, how else do you explain them even getting married in the first place, much less dragging this divorce out for 2 years? Still, for as much as it's messing up her current relationship, Jasmine doesn't care. She refuses to let this go. And the next day after the hearing, it seems like her determination paid off. You see, the judge temporarily sides with Jasmine and her lawyer to force Gino to show his assets and financial statements. And that little victory leaves Jasmine over the moon. Big win for us today. It was better than having an orgasm. I'm not freaking joking. It was the legal climax. Yeah, you might want to hold on to that feeling, Jasmine, because it's not going to be long before all of this blows up in your face. Not only do we know that things don't work out with her divorce in the way that she hoped, and we're going to get to that update shortly, but this is also going to put a massive strain on her relationship with Matt. Now, when we next join Jasmine back at home, playing with their baby, Matt arrives, and immediately he wants to know what happened during today's hearing. He just wants to get divorced. This is good? No, I'm not going to just sign all the paper, and what is his, what is mine, after that. I mean, by choosing to continue this fight, right, Jasmine appears to be putting her need for revenge above the welfare of her family. She's hyperfixated on the pain that Gino has caused her. She wants to teach him a lesson, but in doing so, she's missing the pain that she's inflicting on her partner, the man that loves her. I mean, prime example of that, right, is the fact that Jasmine continues to use Gino's surname in a bid to clear his throat, irritate Gino. But that also bothers Matt. All she's achieving by doing that is making the father of her baby feel like she doesn't care about his feelings. I do care about you, and I'm sorry that your feelings are hurt, but you should have thought this before you sign up to be with a married woman. Wow, that's cold, but it is also true. Matt was a very willing participant in the breakdown of their marriage, right? So, he should also get what's coming to him. Now, to be fair to him, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that all these years later, he never in his wildest dreams imagined that he'd still be stuck between Gino and Jasmine with a child with her, or for that matter, that she'd still be married to Gino even after having his baby. But, ultimately, that is the risk that he willingly took. Thing is, the consequences of that are starting to grate on him. After all the highs, all the lows, and everything that he's had to endure, he's now reaching the end of his patience for all of this. I will eventually say that's enough, and I will move on with my life. I love you. Yeah, I know. Why did that sound more like a you than I love you? Like, Matt is over it. But, the good news for Matt, if not for Jasmine, is that this divorce didn't actually drag on for that much after this. You see, in real time, since this was filmed, Gino and Jasmine are finally divorced. Their divorce was granted just a couple of months ago on the 25th of June, 2026. But it's safe to say that things didn't go to plan for Jasmine. Like, while her lawyer might have told her that she has nothing to lose, but actually she was wrong. You see, it turned out that Jasmine has ended up being the one that has to pay Gino's spousal support, not the other way around. Yeah, Jasmine was ordered to pay him a total of $20,000 or $500 a month for 40 months. Clearly, whatever she thought he was making secretly in the stock market didn't appear to be the case. Not quite the sophisticated investor she thought he was. I mean, it's funny how the judge felt sorry for Gino. Now, for what it's worth, Jasmine is framing this as her not being bothered. Like, after the divorce was finalized and the terms were made public, she, via her attorney, issued a statement saying that this should just prove that Jasmine was never after Gino for his money. And when, unsurprisingly, everyone started commenting on the crazy turn of events. Here, the fact that she now has to pay Gino. She responded by saying she's not going to lose any sleep over it. I can make that kind of money in 1 month on one of my online exclusive platforms, she said, then going on to share a couple of screenshots of her earnings for a few months. Now, while that might be true, while she's trying to act as if it doesn't hurt her, I'm sure deep down behind closed doors, especially after what we saw on this episode of 90 Day Diaries, I'm sure that her loss to Gino had to sting. Ultimately, her insistence on trying to seek revenge has ended up costing her, and while she might claim that she doesn't care, that is still $20,000 of her hard-earned money that now has to go into Gino's pocket rather than her own family's. Like, for example, let's not forget the other kids that she has back in Panama. Couldn't they have benefited from that money if not from having a mother around? I have this nagging feeling that I've forgotten something. If you forgot it, it probably wasn't all that important. Yeah, I guess. Either way, while this now officially spells the end for Jasmine and Gino, what's happened to her relationship with Matt since this was filmed? Have they been able to weather the storm? Well, it appears as if they have. Like, they may have a lot of fallings out, very public fallings out, and ups and downs. Like, for example, when she put him on blast recently for not caring about her when she was sick. But they are still together. And even just yesterday, she was gushing on social media about how he's her best friend. They can talk about everything. So, that being the case, now that Jasmine is legally single for the first time since they got together, will they take the next step and end up getting married? Or will this chaos with Gino cause both of them had think twice before making anything formal?